Okay, so now we're on to our actual ground techniques. The first one we're going to work on is the trap and roll, okay? I'm going to show you the FLETC way. We all know the FLETC way is the right way, right? I'll show you the FLETC way, which is not wrong, there's nothing wrong with it. It's actually, it's good, but there are some instances where it's not going to be very effective, and I'll cover that. Then I'll show you 3 other variations, which would be from very common situations when someone has you in the mount. Okay, the 3 other variations are from the Gracie survival tactics, and we'll get to that. But the very first one we're going to work on is a FLETC variation. So Ash has me in mount. This right here is the mount position, and the reason it's called the mount is because he's mounted me like he's on a horse, right? His legs are over my hips or over my body, right? Where I don't want to be, if I ever get in this position, or if you ever get in this position, is I don't want someone high mounting me. If I'm high mounted, my arms are taken out of the equation. It's hard for me to defend against punches. If he knows any type of jiu-jitsu, he can armbar me from here or whatever. So you don't want to get high mounted. Okay, that's the very first thing we want to make sure it doesn't happen. If you ever get in this position, tuck your elbows in. And if you can't get them in, crab walk, like we went over a little bit. Just a little bit, just to get your elbows in here, right? I'm trying not to let him high mount me, okay? If he starts to throw punches, he's opening himself up, right, to being off balance. So once he postures up to throw a punch, I bridge. He posts out. Once he posts, I grab an arm. It doesn't matter which arm it is, but I have to grab it. And now what I'm doing is I'm taking this arm out of the equation, all right? Think of him as a table. For me to top the table, I have to take 2 legs out. Once I take 2 legs out of a table, it's going to fall right over, right? So I've trapped the arm, right? Now my foot will trap his foot. And then from here, I got to make sure this foot is not outside of his foot, because if I try to bridge him, he can hook it and stop the roll, right? So I have to make sure this foot is inside of his foot. Now I'm bridging up, and the upa comes into effect. I just knock him over, and now I'm in the guard, right? So again, I get in the mount position. I tuck my elbows in because I don't want him to get high mount. He postures up to throw a punch. I bridge. I take an arm out, trap the foot, make sure this is inside. I bridge up, and I roll him. Okay? Now, where this could pose a problem is, as I posture up or bridge up, right, and even if he does post his hands, right, if I come in here, he just may swim his arm. Look, I lost it, right? I may not be able to get it. Or he's just super strong. Some guys are just that strong where you can't break them down. So we're gonna do variation that will address this position, okay? But that is the FLETC one. Once again, elbows in, bridge up, trap the arm, trap the foot, make sure my foot is on the inside of his foot, bridge up, roll. Now I'm in the guard. So when it comes to the 3 other variations, the first one we're going to cover is if someone's trying to choke you, right? So if he has me mounted, right? Maybe his objective at this point isn't to throw punches, but it's to choke me, right? So this one, Brian, you're probably going to have to come in close because there's going to be some details I need you to cover. Okay. All right? Well, we'll do it this way first. He's trying to choke me, right? So if I try to bridge him, it may not work. It actually tightened it up a little bit. But it's probably not just try to bridge him to get him post. Might work, however, it might not. So I'm going to show you something that will work, all right? So what I did, effectively, is just like trapping his arm this way. Now I'm trapping it this way, okay? And the way I do it is, as he's with his 2 choking arms, one arm that, if I'm going to trap this arm, my opposite arm will come under this arm and trap his wrist. And now look, what I have is a thumbless grip. And this is important to note, because if I have a thumb full grip like this, he could easily pull it out, right? But once I go with a thumbless grip, I have all the leverage. Now try to pull it out, Ash. You can't, all right? So we're coming under, grabbing the wrist, thumbless grip. This hand is grabbing the tricep area. Common mistake is people hold their hand the wrong way. So the way I like to explain it is, pretend you're holding a glass of iced tea, right? You're holding your glass of iced tea up so it doesn't spill. If I hold it this way, I'm going to spill it all over my face, right? So you're holding a glass of iced tea, right? And this is the thumb full grip, right? So now I'm gripping his tricep. The reason is because if I try to the thumbless grip here, he could either bend it, or if I lost this, he could pull it right out, right? This right here will help prevent that. So thumbless grip, thumb full grip, kind of dropping the leg, and everything's the same. Another little detail to notice is, if you can, when you trap this foot, you got to have your heels close to your butt as possible. I'm not very flexible, so I can't get it that close. But what helps me with the roll itself is I kind of flare my leg out, right? So I'm flaring my knee out this way a little bit. If I'm straight up and down, it makes it a little bit harder. But if I flare it out and bridge, it makes that roll easier, right? And I go right to guard. One more time. He's choking me. Thumbless grip, thumb full grip. Trap the foot, and then I bridge. Now, at first, when you're working it this way, do it in steps. 1, 2, 3. But eventually, you should put it all together with one step. Right? So one step up, and he's over. The next one. This is the one very similar to the FLETC version. We'll do the punch block one. This is very similar to the FLETC one, because he's postured up and he's trying to punch me. Okay? I could sit there and try to bridge. He may not go over. He may, right? All that may work the FLETC way, it may not. Another option, or another variation, would be as he postures up the punch, immediately I want to go up and meet him. And now I want to close the distance. Because when you're in a fight, distance is the key. Distance management. You either got to be all the way in or all the way out. Here, I'm in, look at the distance. Oh, boom. He's got the knockout punch, I have nothing, right? So maybe I can throw punches, groin strikes. They may work, but they may not, right? And that's why we were showing you these techniques to get you out and into a better position to ready to defend yourself. So once he starts to throw punches, I go up and I meet him. And I can also help bring him to me a little bit by, as I'm going up, I'm also looking for it, right? Now look, I'm grabbing his back. If he's really big, I might have to go to an S grip like this, but Ash isn't. Don't worry about that. So one hand is going across the back, the other hand is locking my arm. And once again, I'm in a thumbless grip. All right, so I'm thumbless grip like this. Look, my head is planted up against his chest. Now, I can't trap his arm from here, so how do I get to trap his arm, right? What I need to do now is a hand that is locking my other arm, I let go, grab his shoulder, and I grab his other shoulder, and I use my feet to scoot up just a little bit. Once I'm up here, I come under, now I can trap the arm, and everything's the same. This one has a little more detail, right? You throw a punch, I close the distance, right? Grab, I scoot up. If you're having a hard time getting your hand under, roll it through. Trap the arm, trap the leg, bridge, and roll. You got anything to add?
No, I think that's perfect.
So that right there is our, what we call the punch block, right? Not really blocking a punch, but you're effectively trying to take the punches away. Because even if Ash does, so he mounts me, if he starts throwing punches, they're not going to really hurt. Look, start throwing punches, right? If this is a 10, boom. If that's a 10, these are 2s and 3s, okay? You can survive those type of punches. The 10s are not, that's what's going to knock you out. Another little detail is whenever you're mounted, keep your head off the ground, okay? I don't want to have my head on the ground because if he does happen to land a punch, this will double the impact. Boom, right? My head is up off the ground, right? At least I have that little bit of cushion, a little shock absorber, all right? So that's the punch block version. The last one we're going to do is if he doesn't want to punch you, he's not trying to choke you, his other option, more likely, other than trying to run away, is to control you, right? And the way people, especially, you have to look at this as these 99% of the population are untrained. They don't really know they don't know how to fight, right? So this is really, again, someone who's untrained.